Minister, and thank you so much for joining us. And I've been telling our participants that we are going to hear a keynote address from you, and we're delighted to have you join us this morning. And we understand your commitments and so very grateful for you to give us a few minutes in your busy schedule. And I love what the department is doing on social media, showcasing the different initiatives that the department is doing and that you and your team are really involved in. And it really just shows the commitment to making our cities and towns and municipalities across the country to become working and functional local government. Thank you so much. Minister Nkadimeng is the Minister of the Departments of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs in the country, and she has served as Deputy Minister of the same department before, and now she is the Minister. And she was the former President of the South African Local Government Association, which is one of our partners on this urban festival, and she served as Deputy President of SALGA before ascending to the position of President, being the only woman, or the second rather, female president of the organization since its formation. So there's lots of transformation that's still required in the local government space to give women the leadership role. We're delighted to have you, Minister. And Minister Nkadimeng is also the co-president of the United Cities of Local Government, and the minister's full profile is shared in the chat. Welcome, and over to you, Minister Nkadimeng. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Program Director. My greetings to the South African Cities Network Council Chair, Councillor Xola Phakathi, the Board Chairperson, Ms. Yoli Sakani, city managers from the respective metropolitans in South Africa, the delegation from the South African Local Government Association, representatives from the academia, private sector, our officials and delegates, ladies and gentlemen, a good morning to all of you. Firstly, let me express my sincere gratitude for this opportunity to participate in the Urban Festival 2023. It is an honor really for us as CoGTA and a privilege to have been given this platform during the culmination of the year's Urban October. As we commemorate this traditional month-long celebration, we've given ourselves an opportunity to take stock of our collective achievements, and we felt it is important that we engage in meaningful discussions regarding the critical factors that significantly shape and advance our urban agenda. And being part of this urban festival is not only an opportunity I value, but also a recognition of the importance of urban development and its multifaceted impacts on our communities and societies. As you may all know, urban areas of today are very dynamic hubs of innovation, culture, progress, and they present unique challenges on the same vein that require our attention and collaborative efforts to make sure that our areas become where our people live, work, and play. So as we gather in this festival, we are presented with a valuable opportunity to explore, address these key issues that influence the trajectory of our urban development. It is also a time, as I earlier indicated, for reflection, discussing, but most importantly, for action. We must acknowledge that while we have made considerable progress in creating more sustainable, inclusive, vibrant, and urban environments, there's still much work to be done. Taking a closer look at Census 2022, which was presented by the Statistician General Maluleke to President Cyril Ramaphosa in the past 14 days, it does clearly indicate the progress we have made, a very substantial progress, with only one municipality, for example, in energy reticulation, which is at 88%, in comparison to all our municipalities, which are above the 90% mark. And ultimately, as a country, we've seen through the input of municipalities and the hard work, our country energized and connected at 94%. And the same goes to energy connection and waste, sewer, and all that. So the theme for the festival, I think, does indicate that the working cities and the actions for growth and recovery are important. So we may want to engage all of us on a fundamental issue that is critical to this theme of the festival, and that is institutional resilience for local government in South Africa. Just before joining you, I was addressing a meeting of the Department of Higher Education and its partnership with local government in looking at issues like early warning systems for disaster and our response rate as municipalities, and how could we use the technologies of development of early warning systems to ensure that we create resilient cities. We are also responsive enough at the time of any form of a crisis. I would also want to share some of the relevant issues and challenges that underscore the need for an institutionally resilient local government sector and the use of data-driven decision-making to respond to these challenges and achieve greater institutional resilience. Deputy President Phakathi, in his other cap, is one of the key drivers of our DDM institutional management and decision-making tool, which is aiming to assist us with municipalities in ensuring that we have a data-driven source of how much have we invested in our municipal ward spaces, how much are we investing in the current years, and what are we looking from the entire government of point of view. But it may be important that even before we commence with that, we establish a clear understanding that municipalities in South Africa bear a constitutional responsibility, which is outlined in Section 152 of our Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, and also our White Paper of 1998 and the Systems Act of 2000 provides frameworks which distinctly define the obligations and functions of municipalities. And in a nutshell, this obligates and provide for duties which are imperative towards the fulfilling and fulfillment of our responsibility to the citizens of our country. We must therefore ensure that as local government, we are able to perform, deliver, and enhance our obligations in a very much resilient manner. We must also be able to respond to the shocks effectively and strengthen our capabilities and capacity as a local government towards creating a developmental and a resilient state. As CoGTA, it is our duty to ensure that all municipalities perform their basic responsibilities, amongst others ensuring that they put our people and their concerns first. They put support and processes for delivery of municipal services to the rightful and citizens in the right quality and standard. They promote good governance, transparency, and accountability, but they also build institutional resilience and administrative capability. And we do believe that the theme for the festival this year talks about this fifth output on ensuring that we build institutional resilience and administrative capability, amongst others, in our municipalities. So as a national department, also supported by our provinces and SALCA, we have an existential obligation to ensure that our municipalities comply with their legislative requirements. But also, we ensure that municipalities are part of what the National Development Plan, which is our long-term plan as a country, which defines our long-term destination in tackling the broader key challenges which are faced within the country. Because the NDP requires all of us to build a capable and a developmental state by dealing with issues of political stability in council, capacity within government, and strengthening of intergovernmental relations across. So the department is actively attempting to support municipalities through the development and implementation of various policies and programs. The Back to Basic program focuses on building institutional resilience through the strengthening of the capacity programs within the 3 spheres of government. We currently have approximately 66 dysfunctional municipalities in our country that have multi-dimensional challenges and related to poor governance, weak institutional capacity, poor financial management, political instability, which ultimately affects service delivery to our communities. We're focusing as a department our efforts towards supporting these dysfunctional municipalities and have established systems and programs to ensure that we improve the status of our distressed municipalities. And within the context of the challenges confronting our municipalities, we are also marked by an area of ensuring that we include the programs which reduces the level of poverty and unemployment, inadequate and ineffective delivery of essential services, which is linked with the bolstering of our local economies, striving spatial transformation, addressing skills and capacity constraints that is required to carry out local government responsibilities, in certain cases grappling with political and administrative instability. So if we are to create institutionally resilient local government and the economies, we need to set a foundation for local governments that are able to respond to the key economic, social, and built environment challenges that are faced by our municipalities and our communities at large. And MISA remains one of the key instruments that we could use to change the status quo, but also placement of built environment specialists, technicians, and building the capacity of municipalities and support to ensure that they are able ultimately to take over the functions that they are assigned by the Constitution to perform. So as a country, we're working together to eliminate these key challenges that we are faced with. As mentioned, we have the NDP, we also have the NSDF. Through the leadership of Dalrat, focusing on spatial challenges and guiding our development priorities as a country. The State Cities report identified that spatial transformation is about more than understanding spatial relationships, and it requires changes in power and politics, institution and intergovernmental relations, but also it also needs a change in management skills and capacity. In this regard, we have developed the Integrated Urban Development Framework, which is aimed at addressing the spatial transformation in our metros, intermediate cities, and small towns. The IUDF clearly defines the importance of stable governance systems, and this is defined in policy level 8 of our IUDF framework, with an aim of managing intergovernmental dynamics within municipalities and to manage multiple fiscal, political, and accountability tensions in order to fulfill their developmental growth and mandates. We are also re-engineering our CWP program, which is our Community Works program, which is focusing on creating employment opportunities with an aim in mind of servicing our communities and utilization of municipal infrastructure grant, which aims to eradicate and reduce the infrastructure municipal backlog in poor communities. So we're looking at reworking the model, which will focus 80% on work that the CWP beneficiaries will do in assisting municipalities like plumbing, dealing with leakages, dealing with clean waste collection, and all those types of things, water and sanitation, roads and community lighting, and a 20%, of course, which will also be beginning to start an area of economic development. And using the district development model to improve the intergovernmental relations of the different spheres, we believe that collectively we could be able to tackle the problems in distressed municipalities. DDM is designed to address the problems with service delivery by allowing all spheres of government, from local municipalities to national government, to work together, to be one government, one plan, and one budget, which will make sure that we are effective and coordinated in a way and leave no one behind within a wide space to plan together and implement collaboratively. Although we have these national key policy directives, we must acknowledge also that the world is advancing, and so must our municipalities. Technology and the use of data to be the key driver in the fourth industrial revolution. So these systems all put together have a potential of improving service delivery in municipalities through the processes of capturing issues, spatially representing the data with guiding analysis, but also prioritization as required through the intervention, so to positively impact on service delivery. And if you look from an international perspective, countries that are advanced, I would particularly, for example, cite China in the city of Shanghai, where they are having interrelated tools, Shanghai Adapted Index, which is SAI, and the Shanghai Manual, the Global Award, Sustainable Shanghai Award. You look into these tools, they are all designed to support the implementation of urban sustainability at the local level. So if you look into the Shanghai Updated Index, it is a first updatation of the global urban monitoring framework, and it provides for a graded index system to measure progress on sustainable urban development and their contribution to the Sustainable Development Goals and the new urban agenda. But if we are bringing it back home, we also have made progress, for example, in a eThekwini Metro Strategic Hub, which can be viewed and has an exceptional tool which is assisting us as the cities of Durban's single source of truth that is co-created through internal and external partnership. So we could learn from external or international partners, but also we do have signs of moving towards a correct direction in one of our metros. So this tool has supported policy interventions in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, but specifically in the metro, and actions that are related to urban safety, road safety, disaster response, which I earlier spoke to, climate risk, and vulnerability mapping, to name just a few. Specifically on urban safety, the strategic hub is supporting the implementation efforts related to the 2023 G626 resolution on safer cities and the adoption of the United Nations system-wide guidelines in 2019. So we must learn through our local and international best practice models and maximize the opportunity that data technology can offer us in advancing our priority issues and areas. As I conclude, Program Director, I would like to stress the importance of creating institutional resilience in local government. It is clear that the foundation of a developmental and resilient state is heavily dependent on sound institution and sound planning. So our primary focus should be to do best we can as government for the people, and that matter the most, and that is our communities. I would also like, on that same vein, to thank the South African Cities Network for the valuable contributions made in supporting our municipalities over the years. I look forward to also contributing to work together with you, and I wish you well in the Urban Fest 2023, and I hope you will derive value from the sessions of today and many others to make a difference in our people. Thank you very much, Program Director, and to all our participants. May you have enjoyed the deliberations of the day. Thank you very much.